We respect the dignity of life, and there will be no homeless encampments at this beach.
LA Municipal Code 63.44 bans camping in tents at any time and any persons after park closure in any Los Angeles park.
Help us save the beach. We demand proper, humane solutions to the problem of homelessness, and we want safe beaches for LA, the beaches for everyone.
So in the tour, I noticed that, for example, in front of the municipal office, there was somebody literally camped right at the door. Around the senior center, there were encampments literally all the way around it. At the tennis courts and even around the pool, you have encampments around every single one of these buildings. How is your community participating in the recreational services while this is happening?
That in addition to all those things you said about me, I happen to also be the president of the Pacific Palisades Residents Association. And our sole purpose and mission is to protect the safety of our environment and our residents. So it explains why I'm so vocal and passionate about the subject of bringing people to our beachfront. This motion causes us a lot of concern for the safety of not only the homeless that are here and could be affected by this high traffic along the Pacific Coast Highway, as well as the safety of our members of the entire community of Los Angeles.
We know that oftentimes in emergency shelters, there are homeless who do not like to comply with the rules and the boundaries given. If they get released from the shelter, the first place that would make most sense for them to go would be to walk across the street and go into the hillsides where there are already encampments. 1,200 homes up on this hillside, and I can tell you from all the messages I received over the night, the community was awake, concerned, scared for their lives.
We believe there's a male up in the hills right now setting up fires that causes this fire started from last night. Our people up in the air are observing fires coming up from the location where we last saw him. So yes, there's fire being set as of this moment.
The triage area happens to be the area that is mentioned in Motion 21-0350. We just witnessed 8 fire trucks leaving the triage area on their way to help stop these fires.
As well as City Councilman Mike Faunen, now facing a growing recall effort, and certainly his behavior in reaction to the horrific fire in the Palisades will not do much for his cause. Joining us right now is Jessica Rogers. She's the president of the Palisades Residents Association.
Thank you so much, Larry. That means a lot. We are safe and neighbors are okay. We're starting to regain our sleep. And the fire is slowly dying down.
Hi, I'm Steve Crone, and I'm out here in the bluffs overlooking the beautiful Pacific and PCH, and also the site where there is a proposed homeless encampment right down there.
I'm standing here at Station 23, thanking our beloved firefighters. They were the first ones on site at the Palisades fire. I'm so proud to be able to come down here and give them a personal check earmarked for Station 23 to thank them for their services, for their hard work, dedication to our community. Dígame, Benjamin, ¿de dónde vienes? ¿De dónde vives en Los Ángeles?
En Inglewood.
Ah, qué bueno. Y me has dicho que le gusta mucho venir aquí cada fin de semana, ¿verdad? Now, where do you live in LA?
Simi Valley. Yes.
And the rest of your family, where do they live?
They live out here in Carson. They live in Culver City. They live in LA.
Thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your joy with us.
Hi.
I'm here with Lucy Hahn, who is our representative from Playa del Rey. She works with Envision LA as well as the Beaches and Park movement. Why is it that you want to know who comes to this beach?
The city wants to take up parking in this lot and put a homeless shelter on, and we're wanting to let them know, look, people from all over the city use these beaches, and if you reduce the parking, they're not going to be able to have public access.
With the homeless, you just wait until those boundaries are erased. The greatest thing that helped me were the boundaries that were in place. It took me a while to come to it. It took those relationship building with me to see, oh, wait a minute, I guess I can't do this, and I guess I can't sleep here, and I guess I can't do this. You know, the rules don't change based on where you live. and how much money you have.
And thank you so much for answering these questions. I know it's a really big, complex topic, but I love that you're able to narrow it down.
The concerns that are being raised here are in terms of the motion 21-0350, where the city has suggested that they add additional legalized homeless encampments to this park, where currently they have approximately on any given day 100 tents already set up.
There's so much involved in this, and the most important key here, I believe, is that when we have councilman who decides to, who realizes, well, I've done nothing, I have to do something, and insists on creating a new policy or building a shelter here or there without involving the community as a whole, here is where we have real danger.
I'm here at the Via Bluffs today, overlooking Will Rogers Beach, the exact location where the city wants to put homeless shelters, to make the announcement that PPRA has engaged legal counsel, and we will be defending against motion 21-0350, protecting our beaches and the access for everyone to them.
What if you aim for a thriving, harmonious district? All can enjoy a relatively high quality of life. This is a matter of integrity. Even the suggestion of creating a feasibility study at these locations is an absolute disgrace to the institution you represent. Focusing on home housing only and taking away public recreational areas are not appropriate solutions, and you know what is. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Before you actually got real housing, meaning not rehabs or those kinds of things, you actually lived on the streets while you were getting sober. And so it is possible to be living on the streets and get sober. Los Angeles is in the midst of a meth epidemic, and our best remedy is a FEMA-like intervention where we can get people off the streets and into treatment. As the numbers of homeless street dwellers skyrockets, so does the percentage of street-dwelling drug abusers. The UCLA Luskin report claims that 67% of the homeless in LA suffer from mental illness or drug abuse. That means most street-dwelling homeless in LA suffer from mental illness or drug abuse, and most often both. Today we located Venice Boardwalk unhoused residents in the Palisades, Santa Monica, and Westchester. This is exactly why we need to support Sheriff Villanueva by calling for a state of emergency with FEMA intervention.
Oh, okay.
Apparently when you show up, things happen, and that's great.
Well, when you talk about assessment, what does that mean?
Well, we're a humanitarian effort, right, for the homeless, for the people that are experiencing homelessness within LA County, right? So our team is specifically to go out there and just engage with people that are experiencing homeless. So we're trying to be that bridge to bring them from homelessness, hopefully, and back off the streets and into housing or into a job or connecting with different types of services.
It says in the story you lost confidence in Bonnet. I mean, you had confidence in Mike Bonnet before?
Well, I don't think it's helpful to go and discuss that. What I do think is helpful to discuss is that putting homeless encampments in parks and the beach side in areas that are for residential homes where we need safe environments for our families to thrive, as well as the issue of putting homeless encampments, which are just temporary housing habitats, is not a proper solution.
So it takes a lot. I assume you don't get petitions going as, a profession. It takes a lot for someone to stand up and say, I've had it, I'm gonna try and stop it. What drove you to this place?
About a month ago, I checked my email at like 6 o'clock in the morning, looked at it. First thing I saw was something about a motion that a councilman was putting forth to potentially put homeless villages at the public beaches and parks.
Today, the city administrative office announced that they had concluded their feasibility study of the beaches and parks in District 11 and decided that Will Rogers Beach, Dockweiler Beach, Mar Vista, and Westchester Park were not feasible sites to build tiny homes.
I'd like to just say that this whole idea of the Palisades rich people not wanting homeless around it. It just needs to end. Human beings are human beings, and we all have the same natural instincts, regardless of the money that's in our bank accounts. And what we're talking about here is natural human instincts for caring for other humans. And we need to take out of the conversation that for some reason the whatever's in your bank account or whatever your house looks like or wherever you live has anything to do with your ability to care.
Hi, I'm Jessica Rogers with the Pacific Palisades Residents Association.